Good morning, y'all. It's Timothy. I haven't made a video in a while, so here I am. I got some good news and some bad news. The good news is my birthday is coming up. Yay! Bad news is I kind of learned that my favorite band, ever, that the lead front singer is a rapist and a pedophile, or a pedophile at best. Wait, no, he's a full-on pedophile. And that kind of ruined everything. Yeah. Imagine that you're autistic and you're just damn, I don't know. I feel like I listen to the same shit all the time. I want some new music. And you stumble upon this really shitty band and you're like, this sounds fucking shitty, but I like the use of beats. And oh my god, wait. Okay, let me give it a re-listen. And then you're like, okay, I kind of fuck with it. That band was minus self-indulgence. I fucking loved them. Even though I got mocked every time someone overheard me listening to the music and they said, turn that fucking shit off. That's the worst shit I've had. That's a steaming pile of garbage. It sounds like someone shitting into a microphone. I still listened to nonetheless. Because I thought that shit's cool. I like the music. I love the style. Fuck yeah. And I thought, oh yes, so many of their amazing songs are ironic or amazing political statements that talk about the world and hypocrites and shit. And I just really liked their vibe. Except now it's kind of well, yeah, it's just the feeling of, oh, someone you fucking idolize was actually, out here talking to 15-year-old girls and saying, hey, you, so listen, I have a thing for kids, but if you help me out by having sex with me and dressing up in diapers, pissing yourself in diapers, letting me record you having sex with me dressed up as a little kid or as a baby, then you'll be helping me out. And then grooming her, raping her, and a whole bunch of shit. And it's just oh, okay. The work, someone you thought, whoa, this is one of the best people I've ever fucking heard of in terms of music. It's oh no, he's a fucking pedophile. And heads what do you do now? I used to listen to his music fucking daily or weekly, and before you go, oh, so that's what's wrong with you, Tamia, that's why you're weird. Yes. Yeah. Listening to music like that before my brain was fully formed probably did irreversible damage. But I guess it just has me thinking about how depressing life really is. For example, we all know about the Johnny Depp situation. At first it's oh, look, Amber Heard suing Johnny Depp for being an abuser. Cool, everyone supported Amber Heard. Then it's oh, Ashley something, makeup, she used a bruise kit to fake the bruises, she shat on her bed, yada yada. Then it's oh, never mind, fuck Amber Heard, and all this other shit. And I didn't join in on the rooting of anything because at that point I thought, I don't know, I get an off feeling about all this. And now it's getting exposed again. Oh, look, Johnny Depp actually has physically well, let's see, let's list off the shit. Faked his own injuries on camera with edits and shit. He took photos of him without any bruises and edited them to look like they were bruises. Lots of evidence that they hid from the trial to hide his blatant abuse. Weird sexual fantasies about wanting her dead, wanting her raped. And also his own weird shit. Remarks about ooh, we should have the Sade parties, referencing the famous Marie Antoinette era rapist and serial psycho Marquis de Sade, who pretty much I don't even know how to begin with that. Marquis de Sade basically is, I'm trying to keep this succinct, sorry, I'm overheating. Let me put it like this. I'm gonna tell you about Marquis de Sade. Marquis de Sade is this fucking guy who was just born into I don't know, dukedom or some shit. He had a high power in society. And he got married to this bitch in an arranged marriage, and then he's cool, I don't want to be faithful. She wants me to be, but I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna go step out with prostitutes. And then even then he had the most fucked up fantasies ever of torture, abuse, and it got so bad that literal whorehouses had to be had the police come and be hey, whatever you do, if you see a guy who looks like this and goes by this name, don't fucking service him. He might change his name or identity, but whatever you do, stay the fuck away from him, because this is the reason why so many prostitutes are going missing. And he would basically kidnap these women and bring them back to his house or to a specific cellar he had, and then, proceed to rape them ruthless fucking Leslie. And then abuse them, hurt them, and do just any horrific thing you can imagine someone doing back in the day, branding them, putting knives against their skin, cutting off certain body. Yeah, he was just a psychotic son of a bitch. And it didn't stop there. He also went out of his way to kidnap children. And he and his wife had a very awful habit, and they used this because they knew they were rich and powerful and they could get away with it. They kidnapped kids, or basically adopted them, just to repeatedly abuse them sexually and physically, and just do anything they could to make their life hell. And of course, usually what would happen is they never really got truly punished, I believe, or at least not for a long time, because Marquis de Sade kept evading, like, the police for some fucking reason. And they did finally catch his ass. They were like, we got you, bitch. They put him in jail for a bit just for that nigga to get out of jail because he was like he staged a riot. He basically started yelling out the window, hey, the fucking security guards are killing fucking prisoners in here, help us. And that caused a riot. And then he managed to escape with his little stupid Where's Waldo head ass. And then, like, I think he escaped imprisonment and death like 2 to 3 times. It was really fucked up. Like, if anything, when Marie Antoinette and all them were getting beheaded, he was just, like, out there like, oh, yeah, fucking nobility, am I right? Fuck these bitch-ass people. Oh, whole time, he's the rich people that they should be fucking up. He's the one they should be beheading, but he just watched people get beheaded like, oh, yeah, fuck these nobility, am I right? Always abusing the people. Whole time, he's abusing the people. And then he went away again. And then I forget how they finally caught him. But, oh yeah, I believe they finally caught his ass and was like, okay, no more faking this shit. We got you by the throat. Threw his ass back in jail. And then I believe, I forget how he died. It was either some sort of death sentence. But I know that leading up to it, he wrote this really fucked up story or manuscript called 120 Days in Sodom, which basically details the story of like kidnapping like 12 to 24 young people between the ages of like 12 and 18. And basically ruthlessly sexually abusing them physically, and then at the very end, after so much psychological damage of like making them eat shit, making them eat broken glass, raping them, and just a whole lot, just endless torture. Then he fucking murders them all, leaving only 2 of the most corrupt or most like docile of them, who everyone else liked. The story has graphic incest, murder, and they even made a fucking movie about that. So when people saw the messages of Johnny Depp and Marilyn Manson, 2 really fucked up people, saying, oh yeah, we should have Sade parties, everything but the gay stuff. People were like, oh. And now a bunch of people are sending their whole, oh yes, support Johnny Depp, fuck abusers mindset. Because it was revealed that he just pulled a Sade in the form of, hey, I'm gonna act like I'm on your side, and I'm really the dead opposite. And that's what Jimmy Urine in Mind of Self fucking Indulgence did. He was like, oh, hey, I made this song called 5-Year-Old Panties Shot. It's an ironic song all about how pedophiles are awful, disgusting people who want to pretend their habits are good. Oh, yeah, and then he'll write songs also trying to dismiss racism while also being a racist himself. And I think that's something that I'm just very fed up about. I hate that it's very hard for me to get into any sort of musician, especially male musicians, because always they go against what they preach. Like even Kendrick Lamar. I used to fucking love Kendrick Lamar until the same guy who's like, oh yeah, protect black women. Black sisters need to be respected. He got Kodak fucking Black on his album, and that nigga. Why do you have a rapist on your fucking album who was out here endangering children by having them in bed with a whole bunch of like pills, weed, and guns? What the fuck is wrong? Like, you know, he's the type of guy to be like, yes, black queens, we support you. Show me something natural like Afro on Richard Pryor, but then won't even show like a woman with an afro in his fucking videos. He'll show a light-skinned woman with like, 2C texture hair. Like, ooh, like, okay, you aren't really doing anything for the black movement. You're showing mixed bitches paler than me with loose hair textures who look exotic or like they could be mixed with Asian or white or whatever. You're not showing like, I forget if the word was ambiguous or unambiguous, but you aren't showing people that look actually black. Like you aren't showing anyone, like you're not uplifting the black community at all with that shit. You're just kind of like enabling centuries of like colorism and like fat shaming by just going, here's a bunch of skinny light skinned bitches. Yay, let's call these black women. No. Mm-mm. Like I'm not saying they're not black women, I'm just saying don't act like they're the only type of black woman that exists. You should have used an actual black woman in your video. And like, yeah, so some of that shit pisses me off. So I guess the point of this video is I'm just fucking tired that every time I get into like a musician or like really am just like gung-ho about someone, they really just find a way to fuck it all up. I'm pretty honest about the shit I've done. So like, you know, I've been honest. I've had moments where I've been violent with people. I've had moments where I've had crazy ass breakdowns. I've been petty. I've even been hypocritical myself at times. But even then, like, I don't know. I try my best to be honest about it because it's like, you know, why would you want to lie? And I just hate hypocrisy so much. I think it's fucking disturbing. So whenever it's like, cool, like, you know, it's like, ooh, I love this sensual R&B artist who talks about like loving women in his songs, and it's like, congratulations, That guy actually like cheats on his wife like all the fucking time, forced her to get her tubes tied, like just pressured her, and then proceeded to cheat on her, get his side bitch pregnant, married the side chick and divorced the first one he forced to like not have kids ever again, and then proceeded to like cheat on the woman he remarried, like, you know, shit like that. And it's just I don't know, it's so annoying. It's like, cool, I know that it's not like I bought any like minor self-indulgence merch, and I only learned about or only got into streaming like a few months back, so it's not like I've really given them money. It's just like the fucked up thing, like, oh, okay, this person I've been supporting this whole time, like, seemed like they were playing one side, but they were really playing another. That shit makes me sick. I hate that fucking shit so much. It makes me physically ill. So this is just more of like a vent video. I just get so so tired of learning that my favorite musician is gonna be, oh look, they're a rapist, they're a pedophile, they're an abuser, they have like 1 million terabytes of child porn on their phone. I'm just so tired, man. But I guess that's what happens when people get like even the littlest bit of power and like some money in their hand. They start becoming the worst people known to man. And then when people try to go like, oh, they served their time, they are redeemable, not really, because fucking Mystical, the guy who made Shake Your Ass, Wash Yourself, he was revealed to be a rapist recently. Apparently stalked and raped a girl, did his time, came out, proceeded to do it again to someone else. And it's like, oh, see, that's why you can't really use the, oh, forgive Chris Brown, forgive Bill Cosby, they did their time. That doesn't mean shit. They're still a rapist. They're still someone that, like, what? You're just gonna go, oh, okay, this guy was in jail for raping a woman, like, viciously and doing all types of, like, awful hate crimes, but he was in jail for, like, 6 months, so he's obviously a changed man. No, 6 months can fly by. He could have just spent all his time masturbating and thinking, oh, God, I know what I'm gonna do the second I get out. The next target. And then they go out and just do that psycho shit again. Some people just are irredeemable. Anyway, this video doesn't really have a true message other than I'm so fucking sick and tired of learning that people I, even in the slightest bit, like, are just horrible fucking human beings. But, you know, I guess that's just proof that you shouldn't idolize anybody. But at the same time, I do think, how do I put this? I've always preached that it's good to, like, the second you learn something about somebody, like you learn they're a rapist or you learn they're a pedophile or abusive, you should just, like, stop supporting them. Because once they learn they have supporters, they're just gonna get worse, usually. Like, you know. And some people can be redeemed. I feel like it depends on the situation, but in most cases, if it's like, oh, rape or pedophilia, those are situations where I believe you should just be stoned to death. I'm not gonna be honest with you. Or like, there's no coming back from it, especially if you've already committed the crime or been enabled enough. Shit makes me sick. So yeah, fuck Marilyn Manson, especially. Fuck Mystical. Fuck Boozy Badass. I forget what Boozy Badass did. Oh yeah, blatant homophobia. Yeah, but I never listened to his music anyway. Just fuck any dude who's been out here raping or just like enabling like the same people they say they're against. Like they're all in the boys club or all a part of the same fucking group. Fuck that shit. That's all.